today. We move now in our class to second class in justice, justice number 2, and we call it Jacob in Esau. Would you tell who wins? I would say subtitle. Jacob and Esau. We'll see. Would you tell which one wins? Okay, the contest. All right, so justice number 2. And we pick up what we learned last time. We said that justice is the only positive commandment in the 6th commandment of Adam. All of them are negative. And justice comes to actually to correct any unfairness in theft or in adultery or in killing. So actually justice can be seen as a correct all the sick, can positive step. You correct any any bad outcome from violating the other 5. Okay, so it came to correct. But we said that the positive commandment is the one that connects us to Hashem. If you want to make us holy, when the Torah says, I'll just repeat what we learned last time. When Hashem says to Israel, be holy because I'm holy, you would think that, that means that I need to go to a cave, seclude myself, sit and learn Torah, or ponder about Kabbalah and all. No. How do the Torah continue? How do you become holy? By fulfilling my commandment. And indeed, every time I fulfill a positive commandment, I say, bless you Hashem, who sanctified us and gave us by this commandment and told us to do this and this and that. So we are sanctified by, or connected to Hashem, or endowed by holiness, if you want, simply by doing the commandment, positive commandment. There's no such religion anywhere on earth that they perceive holiness as simply as being connected to Hashem through fulfilling the mitzvot, positive mitzvot. What about Noahide? You can ask. After all, we have 6 of Adam, and they're all negative beside the one. So beside the last one, justice. So for Noahide, the opportunity to become connected to Hashem or be endowed with Hashem is fulfilling the commandment number 5, which is just setting up a justice system. And that kind of sound weird to the untrained mind, because what is justice to do with holiness? Justice is between man and man. And nobody in ancient time, of course, thought about such a connection of men and men issues and God. No Hammurabi, no any other ancient code has seen it like this. But the Torah sees it as a step to become holy. Now, that is true for Israel as well as for Noahide. So in number 5, Noahide meets Israel. Israel is also become holy by committing by establishing a justice system, and as well as Noahide. So here Noahide are not different than Israel. But that's what we learned last time. And now the question is, why it's so? What is special about justice that make us holy? I don't see any connection, you would say. Oh, there is a connection. What is the connection? We emulate Elohim, the attribute of justice. Man cannot emulate Elohim in any way, really, only by doing by doing justice. Elohim is the attribute of justice. He also created the universe by wisdom. Can we emulate him by creating? You can ask. Yeah, I can emulate. I can invent wonderful instrument like iPhone. It's a wonderful wisdom in it, really. I can set up a quantum computer. That's unbelievable power. Yet there is a difference between what we do and Elohim does. We just rearrange things that are given to us in a smart way. That's true. He planted his wisdom in us. So we can do that by his kindness. When he created Adam, he looked at his wisdom and made us our mind. That's why we can understand everything in the universe. But he created something from nothing. We can only rearrange things and do something from something else. As opposed to issuing justice, here we can really emulate God, so to speak. We can actually, God seek the truth and issue a verdict. We human judges, when we sit as a judge, as judgment, we can also emulate him by seeking the truth, the fact, and issuing a verdict. So that's opportunity, the only option we have to be like Elohim. Yeah, we can also emulate the merciful one by doing what she does, what she wants. We can be compassionate and merciful. That's a different story. I'm talking about Elohim, the judge. So doing justice, number 5, is stand out as a way to emulate God. And that's actually behind that statement that we made, that you can be endowed with holiness by doing justice. So the question is, well, man, can we really emulate Elohim by doing justice? And here comes the Torah and present us a case. At the beginning of the section, we said that the whole section of the Torah that we now enter, the whole chain of stories of Jacob revolve around injustice. The first story that the Torah presents in that section blows our mind. It presents a case that, as if the Torah is saying, okay, man, you think you emulate me? You emulate God? Here's the case. Can you solve the case? Can you find the justice here? So what is the case? The case is the twin of Esau and Jacob. It is so complicated. The more you think about it, it really blows your mind. Suppose we are the judges. We, the reader, are the judges, and we read the case. So how does the judge work? He first assemble the fact, yeah. He find the true facts. Did the person really commit this crime or not? What are the facts on the ground? So after assembling the fact, the judge will also invite witnesses, invite the expert to highlight, to shed some light. And finally, when everything is prepared for him, he will try to issue a truthful verdict. Well, for God, Elohim, this is very simple. What about man? What about in this case of Esau and Jacob? Here, the Torah gives us a fact, and as if saying, well, now I have given you the fact. Now let's see what you, the reader, would say. Which one is entitled to be the firstborn? So first, let us notice that the case is not about religion. The case is a civil order case. Who is going to be the firstborn? And to be a firstborn is simply a civil order issue. It entitles the firstborn with a certain benefit. He gets twice as much from the heritage, and he also gets the blessing of the family. He acts like the priest, or the moral leader. Well, it's basically the status of firstborn is equitus in all nations in the ancient world, and it's a simple civil issue. So the chain of stories start with this civil issue question: who among the twins is entitled to the benefit of entitled to the title and the benefit of being the firstborn? So the Torah says, okay, let's see the fact. I give you the fact. And in her wisdom, the Torah doesn't start with the twins, but with the parents. As if telling us, in order to issue a judgment, a true judgment, a truthful judgment, you need to see the whole picture. To decide who is the firstborn, let's see the family. Let's see the parents, because the parents, as you know the story, the parents are very much involved in the decision. Rebecca had her own view, and Isaac had his own view. So the Torah start with a verse. I'll read it to you. At the beginning of the Parsha 25:19. These are the offspring of Isaac, the son of Abraham. The Torah starts as if we don't know, simply because it tells us it wants to bring up all the facts that relate to the issue. So Isaac, there was a son of Abraham. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel, the Aramite from Padan Aram, the sister of Lavan the Aramite, to his wife. So here is a description of the parents, and each word here is in stone. It's a precious description of necessary to the story. Who is Isaac? Is the son is a righteous person. The son of Abraham, who is also a righteous person. His merit are great. Is a righteous, the son of a righteous. That's how he's perceived by the Midrash. Righteous, the son of a righteous. He himself is a very passive man. We have never seen him doing anything outstanding. His credit is only that when he was young, he was put on the altar. So he's a holy man, never went out of Israel borders, because he is considered to be an offering, and is a righteous but passive, and easily misled, almost like innocent. Innocent in terms not only of clean character, but also easy to be fooled. He's not sophisticated. Now, let's see, Rebecca is the mother of the man, is just the opposite. Who is she? We know her. She is a resourceful girl, very generous, who gave water to the entire caravan without even being asked. So we know she is righteous, but very resourceful, and act only on her own. Completely different than her husband. And she is described here, not incidentally, as a daughter of Bethuel. The word Bethulah is virgin. This was not his name. The Torah put the name Bethuel because he molested virgin. Very nice home. He also Aramite. Aramite is from Syria, but the word Aramite also means crooked, cheater, and her brother Laban was an Aramite. We know that he is Aramite, but the Torah says Aramite here in the terms of a cheater. He's a master of cheating. So it's a very nice home, and she is a rose among the thorn. That's how she is described. It's a miracle in such a family, rose, such a righteous, the daughter of a wicked. Okay, now she's barren. And they pray for a child. He stood in that corner and prayed for her. That's what the verse said. And she stood in the other corner praying for him. To whom would you think Hashem will listen? To the righteous, the son of a righteous, or to a righteous, the daughter of a wicked? I know what you think. 100%, all of us will say right away, sure, she is greater. Look where she came from. Any person who returns in tshuva is higher than the most innocent person who never has seen, because the work that he did, mental work, to make tshuva, to become righteous, having been grown in such a family, is a huge merit. Yet, surprise, surprise, the Torah says Hashem listened to him. Why? The question is why. Here come a lot of philosophers. Chabad would say this way, and other say this way, but the fact is probably the most simple explanation and truthful explanation. She probably has a fault in her. Her uprising could affect her decisions. And that's extremely important to the story because she is the one who would incite Jacob. So her uprising in such a home full of lies, wicked people, and it would affect her decision throughout her life. How do I know that? Good explanation. That she had a fault in it because the Torah says she became pregnant. Hashem listened to him, and she had a twin who struggled, who moved around so much. She had so much pain in the pregnancy. She said, "Why am I pregnant?" To verse 22. Rashi says she thought about performing abortion. Wait a minute. Abortion? Rebecca? The righteous Rebecca? Think about killing her twins, babies, in a womb? Doesn't she know that from Noah, covenant, abortion is thought as a sheer killing, punishable as a murderer? How come she, the mother of the Jewish people, let's say, thinking about abortion? What would have happened if she aborted Jacob? Well, the uprising. She had to fight with her uprising all her life, sometimes affecting the decision. That's a true story about anyone who returned to tshuva. It flashed my mind about the story about the gladiator. His name was Reish Lakish. He was a master of a gang of gladiators. This talking about the year about 200 AD, or under Adrian Caesar, about that time. A famous gladiator who was a head of a gang of gladiators, about whom he said that there was no prohibition in the Bible that it didn't violate. Now, Reish Lakish met Rabbi Yochanan, the famous, the one who actually compiled the Jerusalem Bible, Talmud. They had a meeting, they met on the Jordan River, and Rabbi Yochanan, the story is that he looked at he said something holy in that man. And he said, if you join me, you come to learn Torah, I'll give you my daughter, my sister too, as a wife. That enticed Reish Lakish. Apparently, he was prone to that. There was something in him that Rabbi Yochanan detected or sensed. And Reish Lakish and Rabbi Yochanan become such equal Torah leaders that the name of both, fill the entire Talmud. Almost every other page carry the name of Rabbi Yochanan, opposed by Rabbi Reish Lakish. And the debate is so fierce, you can hardly even say what the halacha should be. So that gladiator, and now that gladiator became a famous rabbi, they said about him that every day he lamented the fact that he had been such a gladiator. Until the day he died, he cried and fasted and tried to repent about all the evil that probably he has seen or committed as a leader. So here's an example how your history can affect your life while you make tshuva, sincere tshuva. It depends on how badly you were. And here is an example of Rebecca saying, let me succumbing to the pressure of the pregnancy. Well, I can't stand anymore. I'll abort. the Midrash says that she was punished by that because she was supposed to have 12 children, like Jacob. So she had only two, only this twin, and the title of being the father of 12 children, good children, came down to Jacob, was transferred to Jacob instead of to her. So she was punished. Anyhow, the Torah brings it to show that this is what she was, and apparently it would affect her decision and influence her son, what he did, to disguise himself and so on. You see, when we sit here as judges about the twins, we need to think about it. We need to take it into account. How much Jacob was responsible and how much his mother was responsible. And to make it short, we don't need to go every verse here, but I just want to show you how complicated the case is, how much you need to know in order to issue a truthful verdict about who among the boys will be really entitled to be firstborn. Now she came to Shem, the son of Noah, who still lived in Jerusalem Academy, and she asked him what to do. And Shem, of course, says, "Oh no, you're not going to abort. First of all, it's forbidden. Secondly, you have twin boys. Each one of them will become a nation, and they struggle now in your womb because they will struggle all their lives." And then he ended up his prophecy by a weird sentence: the superior will serve the junior. Verse 23. In English, it's very simple. The superior, whoever the firstborn, will serve the junior. So it's a prophecy that whoever is called the firstborn, finally he will serve the junior. That's how it looks like. But the problem is that in Hebrew, the same sentence can be read differently. The superior will be served by the junior. Just the opposite. So she was completely perplexed. Who is the superior? Who is the junior? And who is going to serve whom? You can't tell. Now the Torah brings it to show, okay, you think you are God? Can you solve this prophecy? Do you know what it means? No, we don't know what it means. And so that's a pregnancy. Now let's move on to the birth. You see, and Torah presents such a complicated birth that's extremely rare. It blows our mind. Who is the firstborn? Because when Esau came out first, his head, wow, he is the firstborn. But no, as he came out, Jacob was holding his heels, as if in protest. So they came out as one block. And in fact, in the uterus, when a struggle, you can say that there was a point that actually Jacob was up front. He would have come out first. And now Esau came out first, so according to regulations and the customs, he is considered the firstborn, but That would have been the case if Esau came first, and a minute or fraction of a minute later, Jacob would have come out separately. Then it's very simple. But when they're coming out as one piece, Jacob still has a legitimate claim. He says, I may also be entitled to the firstborn, not only you. This actually gave the ground of Jacob claim that if Esau gives up, certainly he can step in. Otherwise, he would never have any base for his claim. But they came out as one piece. It's Torah, as I said, Torah give us a case. It's as if it's joking. It's just telling us, would you tell now who is the firstborn? You can. Now, let's move on to the way they grew up. And on purpose, omit or skip all the midrashim here to say we could, from birth and all, we'll see later on. We go back to the midrashim. I'm sticking to the story because the story is very simple, so to speak. They grew up having the same training, the same loving home, the same mother and father, yet they turn out to be completely different people. One, it doesn't say one is wicked and one is righteous. He said that Esau was a man on the field. It's not characterized as a wicked person. A man on the field, hunting. Hunting, the simple explanation, hunting animals for food. The father loved him and said, hunt me out later on. Go out, hunt for me a good catch and make a good meal for me. He's a hunter, a man of the field. Yeah, he's a man of earth, of real life, you can say. He's involved in real life. He's ahead of people, engaging people. Nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean that he's a wicked person. The Midrash will put some bad story here, but the text doesn't do it. The text on purpose presents him as a simple man on the field, involved in the outside world. Whereas Jacob is an innocent man sitting in a tent. What kind of tent? Midrash says tent of Torah. But Ibn Ezra says, no, tent of women. You know, if you look at the Bedouins, they have tents, and the family live in a tent. And the children, some of them go out to the field, become involved in society, do this and that. And the children will stick to the mothers. So he's an innocent person who actually kind of, you can say, is not this great macho person as his brother is. That's a simple explanation. So who among them is more entitled to firstborn? And now, in order to complicate the issue, and I'm jumping here just to show how complicated the case might be, the Torah gives us two examples, two incidents. One of them, the famous lentils soup, that Esau came out from the field hungry, looking for food, and here Jacob's brewing the red lentil soup, and Jacob told him, I'm going to give you the soup, I will sell you the soup for your birthright. He wouldn't be able to do that unless he had a legitimate claim. If Esau give up, Jacob legitimately steps in. And indeed, the Torah, as a witness, says here, objectively, that Esau did not contest. He ate, he stood up, he drank, he stood up and went away without issuing one word of protest. And the Torah add, because he despised the firstborn status. That's what the Torah says. But Esau did not give up. He kept, even after that incident, he kept demanding, claiming that he is the one. And actually he says, oh, my brother cheated me, took advantage of me. Well, is it true or not? He has some truth in what he's saying. Why should Jacob take advantage of the fact that he was hungry? And it's not nice for Jacob to do that, especially he wants to receive the status of Abraham blessing. He cannot just cheat like that. And then the last case, the famous cheating of the father blessing, where Rebecca tell Jacob to put on Esau's clothes and present himself to his father, blinded father, that he will think that he is Esau and bless him. And Esau is out fetching food for his father. Now Isaac thinks that Jacob is Esau, and he give him the blessing. Can such a blessing work? Everything is surrounded with lies and disgusting. You can ask, did Jacob really was qualified to receive the blessing in such a way? And Esau came, and when he heard the story, he cried so much that the angel, the Torah said, Rashi said, the angel in heaven cried with him. So if you sum up, if Esau had a lawyer coming to you trying to defend Esau, he said, look, I don't know what you think, Judge, but my litigant, the person who I present, Esau, is an innocent person. He is righteous. You know, he took care, when Jacob ran away, he took care of his parent. When Rebecca didn't like the wives that he had, he listened to her. He married other wives. He's not such a bad guy. And actually, there was Jacob that all the time from the beginning cheated him time and again. Jacob is certainly not qualified to become the heir. And Esau, the whom I present, is the one. Jacob took advantage of me, and so on. He will bring up all the cases to support Esau. And this look very right. And the angel cried with Esau. Jacob lawyer will come and say, wait a minute. It was, first of all, Jacob only acted because his mother told him. Well, you can say that the mother was a kind of wicked person. She wanted to abort. Well, it's not so. She is still the mother of the wife of Isaac. She's a very righteous person, and she detected the weakness of Esau and opted for Jacob. And Jacob really did what he did to let the truth come out. So it's nothing wrong in sometimes if you use the tool of a lie to bring out the truth. where you deal with a deep truth. That's what Jacob lawyer would say. And so on. You can go step by step here, and you can concoct a whole point, a whole set of points that Jacob lawyer will raise to defend him against Esau. Esau is a liar. Esau didn't tell the truth. He's not qualified. He's cheating everyone, including his parents, and so on. Now, you sit as a judge, and of course, at that point, you really cannot tell who wins, who is really qualified. Jacob has a legitimate claim. He came out with one piece, and Jacob is innocent man sitting in a tent with a qualified, maybe scholar, more qualified to become their heir, as opposed to. But Esau has his own claim. On the contrary, I'm involved in the real world. I'm the right leader, and he is a cheater. Now, when the two boys actually grew up, we are sure that each one of them kept telling the families the story, and each one actually told about the other guy. So Esau's family became vicious, anti-Jacob people. Among them was Amalek. In the generation to come, it was Haman, who was the son of Esau, and Amalek. Hatred, people who hate Israel. So here's the step one for the whole chain in history that came out of that. So each one of them kept telling stories about the others, and stood more deeply entrenched in his stance. When each one of them can say, "Oh, he's a liar. The other one is a liar. I am the title. I am the one who is the title." And the family pumped it up. And in history, the rabbis, each one of the twins, came out with a whole herd of supporters. The rabbis tried to prompt to support Jacob. So they added here stories describing Esau as a really wicked person who violated all the commandments, who killed and raped and stood on a crossroad and robbed and violated all the 7 commandments. And Esau is telling the false things. Esau is the one when so much the rabbi said the Midrash trying to defend Jacob that when she was pregnant, remember the story, while they were struggling, moving in her belly in the womb, because when she passed by idol worshippers, Esau wanted to exit, to join them. When she passed by Shem Academy of Torah, Jacob wanted to come up. All this story of the Midrash came to support the notion, to support Jacob to extreme degree, so far away from the story itself. And a supporter of Esau doing the same thing. One day I wandered in Destin, Florida. I was there with the children, and there was a sign on the church that tonight there will be a class about Esau and Jacob. Wow. So I went there to listen to what the guys were saying. I'm telling you, I was horrified. For an hour, I was sitting there listening how wicked Jacob was, how he tried to circumvent his brother from the birth. He's a crook. He's a wicked person, liar, disguising himself. Esau is a simple man, and Esau wanted to take from him everything. And Esau and And Jacob is Judah, and Judah is Judah Ishcariot in Jesus' time, and so on and on. You know where it leads. And after an hour like that, and he said even a single word about in favor of Jacob. Everything was for Esau. So I said to myself, wow, Jacob had his own creditors to support him. And you read the Midrash, Esau looked extremely bad. And when you go to such places in Florida, you hear that Jacob was completely wicked. So you see how when you have difficulty in issuing a verdict in a vague case like that, it prompted other people to step in and to pour in their own view and supporting. So where is then the truth? Where is the truth? We said one thing we know, the Midrash said, that Jacob is characterized as seeking the truth. Jacob looked for the truth. What kind of truth? His own truth. But there are two truths. There's the truth of Esau, we just said, and the truth of Jacob. So what kind of truth Jacob is seeking? He believed, he has a reason to believe, that in that case, his own truth is the real truth. So he believed that truth is not just a relevant concept, that there are many truths, each one of us, we believe now, it's very popular now to believe, that person has his own truth, the Muslim has their own truth, the ISIS has their own truth, we have our own truth, and there's no objective truth. That could have been the case here, had the story ended up here. That yes, Esau has his own truth, Jacob has his own truth. None of them is the absolute truth. But the Torah doesn't stop here. The Torah says that Jacob was seeking the real truth. The truth that Elohim will support. So when a human judge seeks the truth that the heavenly judge supports, that's where can emulate God. So the question is, how would Jacob now find out an issue to the world, or keep out, or not keep out, but how Jacob would bring forth to the son the real truth that even Elohim will support. So Jacob is seeking, when we say Jacob is seeking the truth, is when his truth really meets is the same as God's truth. So there is an absolute truth on this. Shouldn't listen to those people around us that keep saying, no, he's right, this guy is right, this guy is right. Nobody's right. No. There is absolute justice. There is an absolute truth. The truth that Elohim knows. So the next story will be to continue next time to see how did actually Jacob bring out his real truth that meets and get the signature of Elohim truthfulness. I think we are about to finish here what we wanted to say. Any question for me?